even know you pick up on that. That was recording. That was recording.
Oh, my back.
4K.
Good. I want everybody to know that I farted on Tej.
Oh my god, bro. I'm gonna have to take some sick leave after that, dude. It's been a while, but we are back on the S14, guys. I have some great news, and I've been honestly waiting to post an S14 video until I felt like we had something that was worth putting out, because we've been kind of waiting on parts for quite a while, but I'm happy to say parts are in, and it's time for us to throw the motor in. The last time you guys saw the SR, we had a different manifold on the car, and we were actually awaiting a turbo. Some parts are back ordered right now, so I reached out to my friend Adam, and he actually sent out a manifold that he really likes, Artec Performance, and he also sent out a turbo that he had shelved, and it's gonna be a Garrett G25 550. I've heard great things about this turbo. I don't think we're running it on any other cars right now, so I'm super hyped to run this. Calvin this morning finished all the plumbing, and we put all the heat sheath, and all of this was provided by Drift HQ, so big shout out to them. He pre-made lines for us and treated us like royalty, so I really appreciate that. In our previous setup, we were gonna run an internal wastegate just to make things simple, but of course, when Adam got involved, he really wanted to change that, and he's like, nah, dude, you know, we're gonna switch a bunch of things. One of the things that he switched and sent me was an external gate. So we have a Turbo Smart gate. Just got off the phone with Jimmy Oakes, who's gonna be tuning this car, and I just installed a 10-pound wastegate spring. Now our harness is in, most of our parts are on. The other day, Calvin and I threw on the ACT clutch I'm running on this car, so I'll go ahead and show you guys that footage now. So we're gonna be using an ACT setup for the SR20. We use ACT in literally almost every single car. They are super, super great. They have tons of applications for tons of stuff, so I'll link them down below. And also, what's really cool is they always give us a little extra love, and they always put like our logo and extra goodies and bits and stuff on it, which is really cool. This clutch is gonna be perfect for our power setup, which is gonna be that 300 to 400 range. Their kit comes with a flywheel, comes with pressure plate, clutch, and it even came with a pilot bearing, and it also comes with a throw-out bearing for the transmission too. I always love when companies kind of sell more than just one little thing, so you don't have to source pieces from a bunch of different places. They kind of bundle almost everything you need into one pack. We also replaced the fork on the trans for that, but they obviously don't sell that because that's an OEM part, but they include nearly everything, which is awesome. Thank you, ACT. We love you. There it is. Well, it's official. We're approaching that time of year, and Valentine's Day is coming up, and before you know it, you're gonna get caught without a gift for your loved one. So here's my reminder from me to you that Movement is there to help you guys, and they actually have a pretty sweet deal this year. Now, I've been rocking Movement for 7 years now. They have watches, they have sunglasses, they have accessories for men and for women, and coming up for this Valentine's Day, if you purchase any watch plus an accessory, you will get 20% off your order. The options that Movement has is literally endless, but let me go show you guys one of my favorite things. In my opinion, the holy grail product from Movement, and that are their F14 glasses. If you're a nerd like me, these things will protect your eyes from all the blue light coming from all the screens, and this is a great gift if your loved one loves video games or spends way too much time on the computer. Definitely pick it up. They will not be disappointed. Use my code TJHunt to shop anything on Movement and get a discount, or take advantage of their new promo deal for this coming Valentine's Day. Any watch plus accessory gets 20% off. Links will be down below in the description. Thank you so much for Movement for sponsoring today's video and being a partner with us for the last 7 years. Now let's get back to today's video. This is an SR20, which if you guys don't know, this motor came in the S chassis in Japan, and it's gonna make the install super easy because we're not dealing with any like homemade fab mounts or some sort of kit to make this motor setup work. It should be a direct bolt in. A couple updates about this car that happened while we were gone. Originally, I got some replica gander doors run on this car, and after my trip in Florida, hanging out with all of the Florida boys and Connecticut boys, they gave me so much crap. You guys are gonna appreciate this. So I just said, screw it, went ahead, picked up a real set of gander doors. We're gonna have to drop these off to get painted. Mickey was trying to convince me to run these on the car and just run them black on the Midnight Purple 3, and I just don't think it looks that good. But we have a real set of gander doors. It's crazy on how similar these can look. And the gander doors are definitely different when you see them in person towards the replica versions, but you know, just the quality of actually having the real ones and having mirrors that tilt and just stay in shape or just like don't fall apart, definitely gonna be worth it. But picked up those, got a replacement blinker shaft, I don't even know what you would call it, but we broke this other one. Blinker stock?
Stock.
Blinker stock, that's what this is called. Okay, you learn things every day. I'm super hyped. This car is finally making some progress. There's still a lot to do once this motor is in the car, but man, it's gonna look really good when it's in there. So Calvin, let's just chuck it in. I didn't know you'd pick up on that. Let's go.
Exactly where that was going.
What are your thoughts right now, Calv? Are you just super excited?
I'm excited that...
Okay, sorry guys, that reverse beeping is so annoying right now.
I'm excited because this is a long time coming. We did our very best to put this motor together, and there's nothing like just twisting little nuts every now and again.
You gotta love little nuts. And one thing too that I think a lot of you guys will appreciate and relate to is, you know, Calvin and I only know what we know. We're in no way like good. So this was one thing that we've really like, you know, it's a very simple swap at the end of the day, but it's fun just to kind of go through the ropes, do everything yourself. We've done no outreach with help, which has been super fun to kind of just figure it out. And it's a really fun project for us to take on. And I hope you guys seeing us do this helps give you the motivation to try something yourself.
Try it. Like, even if you're not gonna put a motor in the car,
just get amongst it.
Just get amongst it. Go find like a motor to take apart or put together, or just make it look nice. This is like a big Lego thing, but we just gotta put it in this car.
You ready?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna move the camera back, get you guys a good setting so you can see the car, and let's just chuck it in, mate. We just finished arm wrestling this. Our issue is that when we lower it, the motor isn't lowering flat, it's lowering at an angle. And these motor mounts we got, I should have shown them before we threw them in, but it's one long bolt that goes through the stock SR mount, and then it's just like this polyurethane spacer, and then you just put a nut on the back. And what makes this an issue is that piece of aluminum, and it's polyurethane, it's two pieces of aluminum, and it's all just not one solid piece, and it's just a nightmare to line all of them up. And we've just, as you can see by Calvin's face in there, it's just
lower the motor, let's see what happens.
All right, so we have a nut on the left side, we have a nut on the right side, literally just barely enough on the threads, but now that they are in and the thing will guide down because they're anchored in place, it should level out flat, and in theory, it should settle into place because it's definitely not where it's supposed to be. You ready, Calv? Yeah. Very slowly. Okay, that should be it. Okay. Didn't look like much happened, but...
Okay, yeah, it's in.
Did it gain any more threads?
A little bit. So now I'm able to twist it just half a thread. I don't know about that side.
All right, well, for the first time, we have the SR in the car. Looks pretty sweet, dude. This color combo is really, really rad. Now, I don't know about your S13. I don't know.
It's really close.
It's dude, I don't know if you're supposed to trim it. I mean, look at that, dude.
Well, it's tilted.
True, we don't have the trans mount in yet. So when the trans mount is in, it should sit, well, then technically it would get worse. Because once it's up, shouldn't it go higher up?
Yeah. It's really tight to the wall, yes.
That's like,
you can't fit
scraping a little bit of paint.
I can't fit my hand back there when it's...
Yeah, no way. Damn, the turbo looks so good in this car. Look at this brake line hits the turbo right there. So we still need to like clock it, probably tilt it in a little bit, kind of go counterclockwise, so that way it creates room for the downpipe and wastegate. And when we create the intake, it creates a little more space, that's for sure. Okay, I apologize we didn't film it, but we ended up just loosening that bolt, and then the two through bolts. So we just loosened every single thing. Oh, and then we have tightened these back up. We loosened the motor mounts just to kind of get a little bit more shift. And then our buddy Quinn had a larger pry bar, so we just used that.
Our larger pry bar.
It was ours, we lost it, they took it. And then, yeah, so now that's in. Did you tighten up the engine mounts?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
The motor mounts?
Just now.
Just now you did?
I did.
Okay, so now let's lower the car again. Let's see how the motor sits because it sat a little funky last time. All right, as we expected, now there is so much room. Oh man, we shaved the back of the valve cover, Cal.
Oh no.
Big sad. That's okay, we can use some touch-up paint on it. Yeah, we shaved it for sure, bud. Casualties were made today. We'll fix it, not a big deal. But that looks great, dude. Look at this motor in this beautiful bay. Wow. Oh wait, now that the transmission is sitting appropriately and the motor is sitting flat, we're not hitting the line anymore, but we'll probably end up still clocking the turbo a little bit more counterclockwise. It will give us a little bit more space because the downpipe, yeah, easy thing to fix, but man, that looks so awesome, dude. I think we're on day 3 right now. I really wanted to try to get a bunch of improvements and a bunch of progress made on the S14 in this video, so it wasn't just such simple stuff. So we're gonna go a little bit deeper now that the motor's in the car, and Calvin and I are just gonna try to tackle the next steps.
What do you think the next steps are for us at this point?
The only things we need to do are auxiliary stuff. There's just a lot going on and a lot of parts lying around, so we're gonna start with what we know.
I feel like this is probably the most intimidating part because there's so many areas. We probably should
go
create a
into.
list. We could just dive in so many different areas.
We should just get started.
I was talking to Mickey over the weekend. That's when we kind of took a little bit of a break, and it's Monday. And he recommended that we should probably start with the intercooler, radiator, and AC setup, just because that's kind of in the front.
Because we can see it.
And exactly, we can see all that stuff. So today, as you can see, we have parts here. These have been sitting here. We have a Blitz intercooler setup, and we have an ISR radiator. Not sure if it came with the shroud. I honestly just don't remember. We're gonna need a shroud because I think Calvin and I decided that we're gonna delete the clutch fan. We were originally gonna run that, and I was like, nah, screw it. Let's disregard that. So the intercooler, radiator, we have our AC lines. As you guys know, we're keeping our KA AC condenser, so we're able to use our original AC lines that came with the car and the KA AC parts, which is super, super rad. The original harness and fuse box that we had just chilling on the side, we just routed it underneath the core support, put everything back with the grounds, put it back in its location. We just put our ISR radiator in its spot just for
testing purposes.
Of course, I lost one of the mounts. We've lost a bunch of just small parts. It's so frustrating. So before we start fitting the intercooler and trying to figure out where that's gonna go, because we are gonna have to modify this battery tub in just a second to fit the intercooler piping, I'm gonna go ahead and try to put the AC condenser. That's not the AC condenser. What do you call that?
It is the AC condenser.
Is the AC condenser the thing?
Oh, I think that's a condenser. Wait.
Condenser, compressor, I don't know.
The radiator AC thing.
That's not what it's called either. I'm gonna go ahead and try to put this AC part back in the car. It fits somewhere in here. I don't even know how you got that out, Calv. I think that has to go first.
That's what I was saying.
Oh.
I said that.
Okay, well I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It's cool to see this car go back together. Still need to fit the AC lines. We have a spot here, and then we have another spot over here, and I don't remember where they route.
Oh, sorry. Were you?
The good thing we kept them. Should I put these in now, Cal, or do you think that we should put it?
Yes, right now. Put it in. Because we got provisions. We did the whole mod that allowed us to use the old one.
Now we'll test to see if it actually works. Before we put that, oh, nice Blitz logo.
Dude, it's a sign.
What is it a sign of?
It's a sign. If you don't, we'll all be mad.
We're not putting Blitz on this car.
I know.
I bought Randy's stupid 03s for this car, and I'm changing it.
He's going against the sign. He's going against the sign.
I'm sorry. Okay, can you help me with the AC lines?
Sure.
Action.
Don't tell me that.
Action.
TJ.
Action. Sorry. That was wrong. My bad cue. My cue was off.
I'm trying to talk.
My cue was off. I'm sorry.
And as I open my mouth, you said action. All right.
And action.
TJ just put in the AC. What did Mickey call it?
I don't know what these parts are called, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's so many different AC things.
No, hold up. It's AC.
Oh, a dryer.
Dryer. So that goes from here, the AC condenser, to the back of the car. Now, TJ just took apart this guy and cleaned it. She looks brand new.
Look at that. It was all
dirty.
and disgusting.
And if you follow this line, it fits perfectly just there, the heat shielding, protecting it. I honestly don't know how this would work with the bottom mount. Because if you look at
bottom mount, it would get really tight down there.
It would be really tight. But right now, it just clears the turbo, it clears the lines, and it just goes behind.
So do you have the second piece of that line? Oh, it's right here. So this will then connect behind the motor, and then you can see it will go right up into the top left. So we are missing a few parts, unfortunately. I have figured that out. Thankfully, it's pretty easy to find KA AC lines. We're missing, I think, something from the dryer to where the core will sit, and then we're also missing a line that will go from this AC port down to the actual condenser. So just a couple things that we've noticed that when we're putting everything back together, we're missing a few parts, which we knew was gonna happen, which is fine. That's why we're planning ahead. So while Calvin is starting to tee up the rest of those lines, I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to mount this intercooler. Now, because this is Blitz, it's all in Japanese, but it's pretty simple. It's just mounting. I think there are some things that I have to trim. So it gives you the layout of what it looks like, which is awesome. We're not gonna be able to bolt it up to the turbo, obviously, because we're gonna have to fab probably a 90-degree elbow off the bottom of the turbo to actually fit, but they're circling something right here. We don't have an under tray in the car, so I think I can just disregard that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and start putting it together, I guess. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Start modifying the front bumper support and the headlight support. It goes on to both sides of the fender and then will attach to the front support here, but the intercooler will actually touch just a little bit right there. So I'm gonna get a Sharpie, I'm gonna line that up. Calvin's gonna go ahead. Are you done with the AC stuff or not?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Good. So if you put on the side skirt, put on the front fender, we can get this thing mounted today. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and just try to shave this on both sides while keeping enough material that it's still sturdy to some point. And hopefully by the time I finish that, you'll be done with that front fender and we can bolt it up. I'm gonna shave a little bit more just to go a little bit farther. It's touching right there. I'm gonna go ahead and just trim it to here. Just go a little extra, make it pretty all the way through. Again, I know it starts here, so I'll probably just bring it to there and try to keep that line all the way through. So the next thing we're gonna do is we are going to drill a hole through the bay and we're gonna make a slot for the intercooler. There's been a lot of debate off camera about where to mark this hole. We followed some instructions online and we're going off of Japanese instructions. We think we had the right measurements. I think it's something different, but I'm gonna go off of what they say. So if at any point this hole is just totally screwed up, I didn't do the calculations.
Like a true politician.
I didn't.
Yes, like a true politician.
I didn't.
He goes, if it works, I did it. If it doesn't,
no. If it works, I give you credit. But I didn't choose this hole. I should do the smaller one first.
I don't think we have a
no,
smaller
I don't think you have a smaller one.
We don't have a smaller one. Just smoke it a hole.
The camera died as we were drilling out the hole for the intercooler, and since that this has been charging, then our drill died, so we kind of moved on to some other things.
Calvin went ahead and threw the lights onto the front end because we're going to be test fitting the front bumper all at the same time. Now, I did paint the original US bumper, but then I decided that I wanted something a little bit different, so I ended up getting the JDM S14 front bumper, and I sourced all of the lights and all of the extra biddies, and then your boy also ordered the Greddy front lip for it as well. So we're gonna kind of assemble all that right now and then mock the front bumper on the front end of the car, because I need to make sure that it doesn't interfere with the intercooler, because in the instructions, it looks like in Japanese, it says you're supposed to trim some of that front bumper. So we're gonna go ahead and try and tackle that right now.
Lights for the front bumper, and it came with the bracket housing, but it came with no additional hardware. But it's kind of cool to see these OEM pieces go in, because I've seen a lot of people do the JDM front bumper conversion, and they leave this little light out. These lights on eBay are like 500, 600 bucks, and they're just basic OEM lights. It's very expensive, and I see a lot of people don't run these. So I think it is pretty cool that we went the extra mile and sourced some. It just makes this car look that much more complete. I have to give Jumbo the credit on this, because I didn't even think to do it. Shame on me. But the factory plastic is a little bit dried out and looks kind of rough when we actually put it on the front bumper of the car. So Kevin went over and grabbed the Back to Black restoration from Meguiar's, and he just polished it up.
It looks really good.
Yeah, this is the old one. Ooh. Just a little resto.
Much better than that.
Epic.
So we're gonna go ahead and throw that on the other side and try to install these pieces. We're missing some of the C-clips and hardware, so we'll probably put everything in just a little bit lightly. This isn't a final bolt down, obviously. This is just to kind of test the front bumper and see how it fits on the intercooler, but really exciting to see all of it come together. How beautiful does this look, Cal?
Oh,
Does it look good?
It looks really good.
The bulbs aren't in on the longer lights. Not that, I don't know what those are called. I think those are the turn signals, or those the fog. I don't know. But the lights are on. We're gonna go ahead and just slip this thing underneath it. It should be able to rest and look pretty much what it's supposed to look like, because we have no hardware in, but chuck it on.
I also prematurely slapped in the grill. I got a little too excited.
Yeah, I wanted to, I wanted to show that, but we also got the JDM front grille too. It looks different from the stock one. I don't know if it's gonna hit the intercooler, because it might.
It's touching it already.
Yeah.
Where?
Right there where Kevin's hand is.
Oh, Chach! You gotta be chaching me. Oh, but it's so close, bro.
You have to cut it out.
We have to cut it.
Hold it really
It's
quick.
really close.
Hold it really quick. Hold it up like that. Don't move. Oh, no!
I don't think I moved.
He didn't.
It hits the top.
It's got to go a good amount. It's right here.
I see it on the bottom.
Right here. Come on.
You have to cut out like a intercooler size hole.
That's a big old trim job.
Not gonna be good.
All right, so it's hitting on the inside and it's hitting on the underside.
Oh man, but you can almost kind of see it.
To be continued. You guys have reached the end of the video.
Wait, they're not
This
gonna-
was a lot of.
They're not coming to dinner with us?
No, they're not gonna come to dinner with us tonight. Should they come to dinner with us? Nah, they're not gonna come to dinner with us.
we're gonna have
This
a nice
was
dinner.
a lot of progress being made. This was
Really
like, I don't know if
good.
you knew this, I put like this is us mounting it, doing the clutch, doing the flywheel.
Oh, this is all in the same video?
All in the same video. I
Oh,
decided I
dude,
wanted to
this
give
is
them a
jam-packed
bunch of
video.
stuff so they could actually like see a big chunk and a big upgrade. And I didn't want to force this video out. I wanted to make sure we had a bunch of good stuff in it so you guys
Wait.
could enjoy it.
You didn't get a thumbnail with the motor being put in?
Nope. Well, I did, but we'll probably
This
use
one's
it.
probably better.
Yeah.
Okay. Enjoy the video. I'm glad if you're here, you're the OGs.
They're here late.
They're here late?
They're here late in the video.
Oh,
They're watching
yeah.
here.
If you're here
If you're
seeing
still
this,
watching, you watch super
type in
late.
OG because I know only OGs stay till this point.
What do we have coming up next? I think we have
Little bits and bobs.
we have little bits and pieces.
Oh, heater core has to go in, but we need the ECU.
The ECU, waiting on Jimmy Oaks to send that to us.
Yeah.
But we still have like our boost solenoid to put in. Still need the exhaust and downpipe fabbed up. Looks like I didn't show you guys yet, but looks like we're gonna need some intercooler piping fabbed up because the Blitz stuff is for a stock setup, and I totally forgot about that. So we're gonna have to fab that up. And then we gotta move on to fuel pumps. Gotta move on to
Ooh, you ordered a nice one. I saw.
yeah. So there's a bunch of pieces. I'm really hoping that the first start can come soon, but it's just a waiting game on pieces. Do we introduce the next build while we're waiting for parts? I don't know yet, but that's right. The next build.
Wait,
And the next build. I have them. I have them.
which one? Which next build? I don't think
This
anyone
next
will ever
build,
guess.
you guys will just it'll be it. It'll be
that's
it.
it.
You guys will be like, "Oh,
Everyone has
been waiting for
done
that.
everything else except for this one.
what's to come is But I don't want to start that until we have like a proper amount of
course,
space,
of
which
course.
is why I can't do it if
Oh,
it's here,
right,
because
right,
that just
right.
takes up way too much space.
Yeah, you're right.
And we don't want that thing on jack stands.
No.
But we will need it to be on jack stands for some of it, because just to get to certain places, we can't have it on the lift.
I mean, but we've never dealt with this sort of thing
But
before.
just
This is an exemplary, like, process.
I don't know
We've
when to
never
start
been
that
above.
build, but it will be coming soon.
Oh,
So tons of great
Make
stuff.
sure we
Buckle
do it
up.
when we have a lot of the stuff. Make sure we can drive on it before we start it.
Yeah, we just need to go pick it up.
We have to go pick it up.
Yeah,
Both the things, or one of the things.
just one of them. The other one isn't here yet.
You know what? Just stay on the channel, subscribe. You don't know what we're talking about.
We will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out and keep moving forward.